Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing great on this Sunday morning. I myself am doing well. Mr. Ed and Mr. Scott, hope you fellows are doing great. Sorry, I just got a text I had to answer. I didn't have to answer it, but I was paying attention to it, so I got distracted for a second. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good Memorial Day weekend. I want to say thank you to all of our soldiers out there and anyone who has served in our military. I appreciate you guys. Mr. Whalen, good morning, sir. Do any of y'all have any big plans for tomorrow? Any cookouts or family get-togethers? I think I'm going to my mother's to do some burgers and dogs and stuff on the grill, so that ought to be fun. Oh, your wife's taking you out for breakfast? That's awesome. Good morning, Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid. How are you today, sir? I have got to get that air conditioner changed out because that noise is going to kill me. And I know that hum picks up because I can see it on my microphone level. So terrible. I apologize. I try to talk over it while it's going on so it's not as noticeable, but yeah, it'll cut off here in a few minutes, a couple minutes. Anyway, let's see. So today is Sunday. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but I'm guessing it'll probably be about knives. I can start out with what I carried last night. So I got a new knife yesterday in the mail that I've been wanting for a while now. I got a Ritter Hogue Deca with original goat aluminum scales on it. I traded this for a knife that I got not long ago that just wasn't kind of my style, one of my Wii knives. I think I got a great deal on it because I only paid $100 for the Wii knife, and I would definitely not have been able to put this one together for that. Thing about Hogue knives, I have noticed, I've got 3 now, is they are the absolute sharpest factory knives that I've ever gotten. This one has Magna Cut. It did come with the original scales and a blue original goat backspacer. The guy told me that it was hitting the backspacer and that I needed to Dremel out part of it to use it. But when I assembled it, I noticed that it was nowhere close to the backspacer. So I'm curious how that could have happened. I mean, I don't know. He said he actually did take it apart and that it actually did hit, but I'm not convinced of that because I don't see how it has any kind of give. We're going to take it apart on video, so y'all will see that. But really quick, I guess I could show you really easy right here. So you can see that the blade is nowhere close to the backspacer, and it is not going to move. It's not going to flex any past that. It's hitting steel on steel, so I don't know how it could hit the backspacer. But regardless, I'm super happy to have it. I love my Hogue knives so far. Which brings me back to what is sitting on the table. And as y'all know, a few weeks ago, I got that Hogue Misto. So now I've got the Misto in Magna Cut with nice scales on it. I've got the Deca with nice scales on it. And then I have my original Doug Ritter Hogue. Aha! Okay, we will check that. I've noticed when closing it, all I do is just snap it really quick and let go. Because it works better that way. So I don't think that I'll hit the blade much if I keep doing it that way, but I will check that out. Thanks for letting me know that. I didn't even think about that. But back to what I was saying about my original Doug Ritter Hogue, and that is this one. The RSK Mark I G2. And this is the only one that I don't have any good original goat scales on, or titanium scales on. So I probably need to do something about that, but I just love the texture of these scales. They're super comfortable, super grippy. I like the way they look. This knife is probably, it's definitely in the top 3 of crossbar lock knives as far as the action goes. It's so buttery. So anyway, now I've got 3 Hogues. That's pretty cool, but I do need to get some scales for it maybe. It kind of looks out of place. And then this is a garbage big steel knife that I bought from Amazon a few months ago that I have no clue why. And this knife, actually, this knife lives in my big winter jacket. It's always in my inside pocket. So since I wanted to grab it for the video, I put it in this case that it came in, but this big knife was in this case just laying around somewhere. But I don't know why I bought this thing, other than it's just a big beefy knife. Yeah, it's a big chunky boy, and it weighs a ton. It is steel, I believe. I mean, I'm pretty positive. Yeah, it's steel. Everything about it. But it's a big, like, it's a bruiser of a knife. I think it was only like 40 bucks or something on sale. It was an Amazon sale. So that was cool. And then in my back pocket last night, I forgot. I carried this in my front pocket. In my back pocket, I had the Tempest downdraft again. But this thing is, all 3 of these are laser blade sharp. I mean, they are some of the sharpest knives. I went to cut my coffee pack test last night with this one, and which is silly, but it's what I cut every night, and they're metal coffee packs, and it just went right. I was like, whoa. I mean, it really felt like a razor blade. I had no resistance whatsoever. Yeah, I love and this is a Griptilian, basically. So Benchmade hired, Doug Ritter used to work for Benchmade, I believe. I don't know the whole story, but he developed the Griptilian for Benchmade. And then when he went off on his own, he released the same design called the RSK. And it's basically a Griptilian. But I prefer it over the Benchmade just because of the Benchmade whole. I don't like Benchmade because they're overpriced, but anyway, won't get into all that. But yeah, I love that knife too. Keep it scale, stupid. I do want to take apart and clean this knife, so we will do that really quick. I noticed that he had spilled some Coke in it or something around this this side of the pivot, So yeah, we will, and it's on washers, and it's one of those knives where it's got that real thin line between perfect action and terrible action, and blade play and no blade play, because I believe it's on washers. So I've got it to the point where it's perfect right now, but if I tighten it up anymore, it gets to where it's got a bunch of drag because it's on washers. So I'm going to have to Loctite the pivot. So I want to take it apart and clean it really good, and then reassemble it with some Loctite. So we will do that really quick. What do y'all got going on today? What's going on in y'all's knife world? Anything cool coming in this week? Ordering anything? Oh, I sold my Sumo on Blade Binge last night. So that was pretty cool. Actually, this morning, since I got home from work, it popped up and said it sold. I made a pretty good chunk on it, almost $100. So you can't beat that. That'll go to my blade show fund, I guess. And of course, the screw that it's loosening is probably on this side. Yep, it fell out on the other side. So I love when that happens. Now I got to try to tighten back the other side, tighter than the side I want to take out. I know y'all know what I'm talking about when you tighten one side and the other side comes out. And that's not the side you want to come out. So maybe this one will come out this time. Yep, got out the right one. I think they're all three the same size, but I'm going to keep them in order. So, luckily this knife comes apart pretty good without, since it's one piece without, and the little tiny liners, it's pretty cool. But let me see here if the blade does hit when you pull the crossbar lock back. Well, yep, it does, and it's left a little mark on the back spacer. So, since it's got a mark there, I could probably Dremel it a little bit and fix that. So we might do that. Good call, Waylon. Thank you for that. I wasn't even thinking about it last night at work. So there's the back spacer, and you can see there's a little bitty place right there where it's been hitting. So I can Dremel out pretty much all of that, and then it won't hit because it'll be hitting the. I don't think it'll hit the. We could check it and see if it'll hit the back. I mean the standoff. No, there's no way it would get all the way to the standoff, and I don't see it moving. It doesn't really move much past. I don't know if it was hitting or not, but maybe it was. I guess it was because there is a little mark. It's not hitting it much, just barely. So yeah, let's get this Omega spring out. It definitely had some coke around this area right here. Alright, there's one of the Omega springs. Let's see, how do we want to take this apart? I don't need to take it fully apart, I guess. But I kind of do, because you can't get the pivot out without doing that. So let's take off this side. this is one of those fun knives that's going to be very fun to put back together. Love, love, love. Okay, I don't need to take that out. Now I'm going to use my screwdriver again to push the pivot out and to maintain. Wow, that pivot is really locked in there. I don't want to booger up the threads. There we go. I'm going to leave that in there to help keep everything together, kinda. Then we'll take the other scale off. And then we'll be able to check and see how dirty it is over there. It's got some funk around in that area, but it's not too bad. So everything is still kind of together right now. And I don't know how much cleaning and oiling I want to do. Good morning, Sever 7. But I probably should. It's a video about disassembly and we'll get it back together. So there's the other Omega spring. Now the crossbar should come right out, which it did. Kind of. The back spacer, the standoff. All right, let's just take it all apart. This is that side. Got some big old washers, so that's cool. The washers look pretty nice too. I am going to keep them so that side is down. The upside was against the blade on both of these. But you can see the crud build up, so that will need to be cleaned. I'm going to grab some paper towels and alcohol. Long and stubby tie forks and spoons. That's pretty awesome, mister. Send it, post a link. Give us a link to them. Tell us where they are. Tell us where you got them. Is that the brand name, Long and Stubbies, or is that a description? I would guess that's a description, but it could be a name. All right, alcohol to the rescue. So that's all good and clean. I'm going to clean the inside of this one and the inside of this one. Both of those are clean. You can see where that coke was on the inside of that scale there. Right up there. Broading. Is that Broadingham or Broadingham? Expedition Works. I will go look that up in just a second. Hold on. Let me get a hand free where I can do that. Trying to get all this coke out of this scale here. That ought to help. Well, it's got some dirt off this knife, that's for sure. Brought to Gam, okay. Brought to Gam. Nope. Original Goat does some nice stuff with their milling. They put the USA. They tell you what kind of metal it is. Don't know why that's been rubbing. But they also, something y'all will appreciate. the box that he gave me, it had a bag in it, and look what color the bag is. So the original goat bag that the scales came in was a purple one. I thought y'all would like that. And like I said, it has the original Deca scales. So if you don't know, this is what Decas look like when they do have a pattern on them when you get them. But the purple bag was cool. OG. Ocean Growers. Not Original Gangster. If you know, you know. So alright. We got it disassembled. Now all we got to do is just put it back together. Simple, right? So, I'm going to start with the blade. Put a couple of drops of oil where it'll hold the... I should clean... Well, yep, I definitely should. I need to get my alcohol... Clean these off. Alright, so I got one on this side in place. And hopefully that oil will hold it in place while I put the other one on. Alright, got both of those puppies back on. Now, I will lay this back on here. Now we'll lay this back on here. Kinda. Well, already about to mess up. I'm about to stick my screwdriver through as soon as I should have already done it, maybe. Well, that was good. I can tell which side was against the blade because of which side out. Man, that blade is so sharp. I have got to be careful. I'm going to take my little screwdriver and put it in there. Try not to cut myself. Like I said, try. Whoops. Put that one on backwards. Alright. Now reassembly will begin. Ah, watch out, blade. Did I lose a blade stop? Where is the blade stop? Is that the blade stop? Yes. The other standoff. No. That is the standoff. How did I lose? Did I? Alright, I'm confused. What happened? There should be two of these, but I only see one. I'll have to go back on the video. Oh. That hole is for the... Wow. So that hole... So this knife has a... This hole right here is for the... It's not for a standoff. I thought there was a missing standoff. It's for the Omega spring. So I'm good. I thought I was missing a standoff that goes there. But nope. It's just this standoff up here. I don't know how I'm going to get that back in there, honestly. That's super annoying. So let's just try to reassemble it another way. So let's try to put this back in, the pivot back in. Oh, we can't do it that way because of the Omega spring. All right, so let's use the. All right, we're gonna get this, I promise. So I guess the easiest way would be to do like I was doing with the screwdriver. And if you ever do this, this knife is notorious for being a pain in the butt to get back together, for the simple reason what I'm just talking about. You got to do everything. You got to get this little bundle made before, and this knife is so sharp, I'm trying to not cut myself. But you got to get this little bundle built before you, because the crossbar and the Omega spring has to go in. So let me try to get that in before I put this standoff in. All right, crossbar. That'll keep the blade from moving too, hopefully. Oh, come on. But then I can't get the standoff in once the crossbar's in, so. All right, I'm gonna have to lay this down. Gonna have to get this standoff in no matter what. Give me just a second, guys. Let's see if I can turn this so y'all can see what I'm doing here. This little standoff is a pain in the butt. Ow! It bit me almost, but I got it in there. All right, stay in there while I get this crossbar in, please. All right, wow. We're almost there. Dang it, the crossbar fell out. All right, crossbar in. Now, let me get one Omega spring in. So this one. Oh my God. What a pain in the butt some knives are. All right. Omega spring, go on, please. Act right. All right. I ain't scared though. We're gonna get this together. Believe that. I'm just trying not to cut myself. And wow, this spring feels tight, but all right. Got that Omega spring in. We've almost got this little package built. Now we got to put the other side in. But like I said, holding it together with this screwdriver helps a ton. So if you've ever got to do this, this is a good learning experience for you. All right. We got the little package built. Both of our standoffs are in there. Everything's good. We're back together. As you can see, the little standoff that it was hard to get in there is that one at the front there, because the only thing holding it in is that crossbar lock, really. So we got the whole little package built again. So now we can slide this on. And we can attempt to... Did I put the blade on backwards? No, I didn't. We can attempt to close the knife. Wait, did I? Oh my God, did y'all tell me that? Yeah, y'all told me that. Yep, I got the blade upside down. You're right. So, don't do what I just did. But you can get the blade in between here and swap it around. You just have to be careful with the washers. So you can flex it apart a little bit. No big deal. Can't believe I did that. I knew I would do that if I didn't pay attention. Alright. So hold on. Let me get this right this time. It goes like that. Goes like that. And you can still use your screwdriver the same way to kind of pull the blade into shape. Get your washers lined up. Alright, there we go. Is that better? Yes. No harm, no foul. We're good. Alright. Everything's good. Now you have to kind of pull on the crossbar to get the blade to line up right for the pivot to go through. Let's see if I get lucky. Cannot see. You can also use the... There is a captive pivot. It has to go with the line up. Just like that. That's always great. Oh, there went the blade. Such a pain in the butt to get some of these back together. Because you have to apply pressure to the crossbar lock while you're trying to get the... Oh my goodness, I got it. If you're just patient, you can get it. But it's got a captive pivot on this side. So it's got a flat part at the top there. But I got it to pop in, luckily. So now it's all over but the crying. And I'm glad I put it on backwards because it gave y'all a chance to see how you can recover from things like that. Oh, now we got to put the backspacer in. I've got my Dremel. I probably should go ahead and do that, but like I said, I've been learning how to just flick it barely to close it, so I'll do that at another point. It's not that hard to take apart with just this side. Alright, we're good. Let's get that pivot in before it changes its mind. I didn't even oil anything. I didn't oil the other side of the... I oiled the blade side, but so I'm just going to drip a little oil down in there and hope it runs down in there. Give it a couple of these guys. Feels very smooth. I would rather over oil it than under oil it. I can always wipe some oil off, but I'll put a little there. Put a little there. Alright, that should be tons of oil, good oil. I totally got carried away with having it in upside down. I'm sure I got oil enough in there, but... Oh, let's get this tightened up. It already feels like there's been some Loctite in there. But like I said, like right now, this thing, it's all I can do to move the blade. So, it's one of those knives that you have to tune the... See, it's still really tight. So you have to get the pivot just right to run on those washers. That's still a little too tight. And then I'm going to have to take it apart and put Loctite on it anyway, but that's probably pretty good. We'll go ahead and get it reassembled because I can put Loctite on it after I do all this. I should have looked at the chat when y'all told me the blade was upside down. But I meant to do that. It was a teaching experience. No, I'm just joking. I totally screwed up. But trust me, everybody that's taken apart a knife has done that. I'm not the only one. And guess what? I'll probably do it again. Alright. Still a little too tight. I don't like how it's closing. It won't close all the way. So, I'll loosen it just a little more. No side-to-side play, but it will close now. So that's about where I want it to work in. Yeah. The good thing about washers is the more you use them, the better they get. And they're not gonna, the little roller balls are not gonna mess up. So that's about where I want it. So now we gotta take it apart, take that pivot out again, put some Loctite on it. You get it back to this point. There's no blade, I don't feel any blade play. It's a point, it gets to a point where you're tightening it against that aluminum, I guess, and the aluminum gives a little, because I really don't have a single bit of side-to-side play. It's one of those things where you don't know your own strength and you can tighten the pivot tighter than you should, but anyway, we did get it back together. Maybe there's a couple of y'all left in here. Painter's tape. Eye protection. I'm good. I didn't cut myself. No bleeding. But I did want to look up what he mentioned earlier. Broading Expedition Works. Broading. Broadagam. 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 Let's see if I can find it. Broadagam. Yeah, Expedition Works. Wow, it came right up. Here we go. Broadingham Expedition Works. I forgot a screw. Oh, I did forget a screw, didn't I? Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without y'all. Luckily, this table just kind of, it's very grippy and collects stuff. One of those times when wear a mask. I've always got eye protection on, so I don't need a mask. Definitely don't need a mask. But what's let's see, what are these places? Aha. Long titanium spoons. Wood stove accessories. Let's see, products. Alright, so we got the long titanium forks, long titanium spoons, long titanium sporks. I would just go with a spork. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't anodize them because I would do that at home. So I would get natural ones. And there's this, where are the stubbies? I don't see the short ones. Ah, page 2. There we go. Oh, those are cool. The little stubbies are cute. Did you get these just to have titanium forks and spoons, or to take camping, or both? Did you get 2 sets, one for you and your wife, or your girl? Anodized brown. That is not brown, because I didn't think so, because brown is not a color you can get titanium anodized. I would say that's more of a gold. I guess you can see all the colors right there. Did you get the Rainbow Pride ones? Maybe? Or did you get the plain ones? How much stuff do they make out of titanium? Really? Titanium camping tongs? I'm gonna have to bookmark this place. They got titanium everything, huh? Titanium spatulas, titanium D-rings, titanium tent stakes, ladder, wow, folding saws, wood stove cold catcher. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, super cool place. Thank you. I'm gonna bookmark that place. We will revisit it in the future. I showed my silky saw one day on stream. Long fork for cooking, long spoon for home, big coffee cup. Yep. Natural fork and spoon, long and stubby. Stubby for work, long spoon for home, big coffee, and long fork for cooking. That's pretty awesome. Are you gonna anodize? Are you gonna color them at some point? And y'all should definitely listen to Ed's advice about putting tape over the edge if you're going to be taking apart a knife like that, because these ones, knives with omega springs, are probably one of the most difficult knives to take apart and reassemble, and if you're not careful, you definitely will cut yourself. So Ed's advice is great. I just am not very clumsy and do pretty well about not cutting myself. I've only had a couple of cuts in the whole 18 months I've been doing knives, so. Morning, John. So that's about where I want it. There's no blade play, so now we're going to bust this out. We're going to try to get it back to where it is right now, but with some of this on it. And I got both. I use the stick and the liquid. Stick is a little easier. The liquid can get everywhere if you're not careful. And I've got all 3 colors: red, blue, and purple. And purple's really good to use on knives. A lot of people don't mention purple, but purple is purple is the lowest strength and is really good for knives. Blue is the next one up, and what you can remove it with heat. And then red is permanent, pretty much. So that's the 3 ranges. It goes from purple to blue to red. But purple is really good on a lot of knives. because it is definitely, you can just use a screwdriver to get it off. You don't have to use heat. This, if you put enough on, you will have to use a little heat to break it down. Ed, that is a cheap Amazon knife that I bought and have no reason why I bought it. It is an all steel knife, and it's just one of those bruiser knives that was on sale that I got because I had a wild hair up my butt. It's pretty cool. It's super heavy. It's all steel. I wish it was titanium. And of course, the blade, you can reverse flick off the thumb studs. Groundfall, good morning, sir. But I would say it weighs, wow. It probably weighs 9 or 10 ounces. Let's see what it weighs. I have no idea about weights. That was a total guess. Could be 12 ounces. All right, 10.6. So I said 9 or 10, so I wasn't far off. Yeah, 10.6 ounces of knife, Ed. Let me see if I can find the Amazon ad for it. Let's see. I haven't bought many knives off of Amazon lately, so it should be one of the last ones I bought. There's my Bunta and that little oh yeah, I bought a Sativian fixed blade. I forgot about that one with the 154 CM blade steel. I bought my Mini Mystic. I bought my Kaiser Baby. I bought my Kaiser Yacht and my Civivi Neurohaptic. Well, I did buy quite a few. Oh, I sent that one back, didn't I? What in the world? Yeah, I returned this one. I bought this petrified fish knife. I'm getting off topic. It's called the Valhalla Lord. It's a $40 knife, literally. Coming up on screen now, Ed. And if you want the link for it, I'll post that too, but so there's the knife. It's supposed to be D2 steel. I got it I want to say it was on sale, but maybe it wasn't. Yeah, I had a... Oh. It was $36.99 when I got it. .420 steel handle. Look, I bought one of these little petrified fish, like money clip knives, and I sent it back because I didn't like it, even though I thought I would when I bought it, but it wasn't worth $72 to me. But check out this little thing. Have y'all seen this petrified fish money clip knife? So as you see, the clip is a money clip or a clip. It's called the Cash. So it's titanium, 14C, 28N. Pretty cool little thing, but I don't think it's worth 72 bucks. Oh, look what color the clip is. Imagine that. It was tiny. I think that's the main reason I sent it back. 1.81 inch blade. Here, I'll give you the link to it in case somebody else is curious about it. Here's the link to that petrified fish one. What are y'all getting this week? What are y'all excited about? What's coming out? Sever 7, what do you got coming in? Did you get that knife fixed, Sever 7? Or did they let you return it? Did you attempt to fix it or what? I forgot to ask you about that. Alright, let's go back to our regularly scheduled program here. And I'll show you the way that I attempt to put this stuff on and not get it on your knife. I basically just kind of make a mess. As you can see by the end of my tube. I just take the end of it and kind of roll it around in there, pick some up, and then I use my fingers to squish it down in the threads. That's why I said I make a mess. I kind of just go like that. I just put some on it and squish it into the threads with these fingers. And then I might just make sure I got enough on there on the other side of the threads. So I get a big gob on it like that. And I use these fingers to push it into the threads and kind of spin it around. Kind of like so. Just like that. And then I wipe off my hand, and this stuff is a pain in the butt to get off if you don't get it off kind of quick. It does dry kind of quick. And then I carefully try to get it in there without touching the sides of the knife. And let the threads do their thing. Alrighty. We will go just to where we feel it get. Alright, let me check that. Alright, we still got some side to side play. No side to side play, and it will close. Oh, a little bit of side to side play. No side to side play at all, and it will close. That's about perfect right there. I'm going to see if it go a little tighter, if it messes up the action. I think that's good right there, but I'm going to get it to the point where it's not. See, there's the point where it's not. Barely. Alright, so that's where I'm going to leave it, right there. That's all you got to do for Loctite. And then don't touch it. Dang, Sever. Were you able to fix it? Do you want to send it to me and let me fix it? Do you have a Dremel and feel confident enough making that hole a little bigger? The Kaiser Hawk sounds just like a Herman. What do you mean by that, Sever? The key thing about this knife now is to let it dry before you turn the pivot out of it. What do you mean the Kaiser Hawk sounds just like a Herman? Like the opening and closing noise? I can fix it for sure, Sever 7. I won't do but just a tiny little bit just to make sure that I don't go too far. I'll be very gentle and slow with it. I'll do just a tiny bit and then try it and then until we get that ball to drop in a hole. I've had to do that before when detent balls aren't lined up with the hole correctly. So I feel confident in that. I know one thing about the Kaiser Hawk is no matter how tight you get it, it's like a guillotine. It is definitely one of the most guillotine knives I've ever had, and I don't care how tight you tighten the pivot, it is still a guillotine. And Fred will say the same thing. He's got one too, and his is the same way. But my Hawk is a beast as far as the guillotine sound. I mean, as far as the drop, like it just drops, it'll cut you bad. It's so fast on the drop. I don't know if you can tell how fast that is, but it's guillotine for sure. And I know this pivot is tight. I tried to tighten it too much. Yeah, it's super tight. We'll do a video of me fixing it. You can kind of hear that double that little platform detent. The snap echo system is what they call it. But it's a guillotine. Like, I don't know if you can see, but there's no keeping that blade up regardless. Cool knife though. If y'all haven't seen the quote snap echo system it has this little, I could show you on I could take it apart and show you on my unboxing video. It shows it, but right here it's got a little platform detent thing that's kind of sloped up. You can't see, you can see it right there and right there, but they call it the snap echo system. And it's got dual stop pins, but that little snap echo thing is kind of what gives it that double noise. It's not a regular detent ball. And there's other knives that have that, but I guess Kaiser wanted to try to, I don't know if they wanted to patent it or what, but they wanted to name it, so they named it Snap Echo. But for those of y'all that don't know, the problem with Sever's knife he got is it's got a rather large detent ball in it, and the detent ball does not line up with the hole on the blade. So a lot of people don't even know that blades have holes in them. The guys that don't take apart knives don't know how the detent ball works. I'm sure all of you guys do, but I was trying to find one that you can see it. There's lots of knives where you can see the, yeah, there's one. So you can see that hole in the blade there at the top of the scales right up there. So if you're new to knives, blades have they have a detent ball down here on the inside of the lock scale, and it's right inside there, and that little ball drops into that hole on the blade, and that's what keeps it closed, and that's what gives it that little crispy detent. And that's what gives it that snappy hold it closed where it doesn't come open in your pocket. I know all y'all know this, but I'm just explaining it for people that don't. So that's that little click. It's that ball down here falling into that hole on the blade. You can see the hole right there through the scales. Big time. But the problem with Sever's knife is that detent ball is too big and it's not lining up with where they put the hole on the blade. So when he closes it, it doesn't have any detent, it just wants to fall out. And it doesn't make that little clicky sound. So what you have to do is you have to figure out where it's not hitting the hole on the blade, to which side, you know. So you can put something on there to see the mark of where the detent ball is rubbing. And then you just take a Dremel and you widen out that hole on the blade a little bit towards that direction of whichever way the ball is hitting that hole. And hopefully get that hole to drop down in there. Get that ball to drop down in the hole. And you can fix the detent on it. Sever, give us a couple of links to click on. Show us a couple of older Kaisers. This is one that's pretty cool. It's discontinued, the VK. It's about time to do another Kaiser show. I love my Kaisers. And it's about time to bust out my Laconico to be determined again. My prototype. There's my prototype Kaiser, called the Laconico TBD. So for those of y'all who haven't seen this is a Laconico Kaiser that he did that they hadn't named yet. When this is a prototype. I don't know what kind of real steel it actually has in it, but it ended up being called the Intrepid. But the differences they made on the Intrepid was this one has a hand satin ground blade, and the Intrepid has a stonewash blade. So you can't get this blade type was only on the prototype. That blade grind. Getting prototype knives is cool though, because like I said, this one, one of a kind. I don't know if one of a kind, but probably not many of them. Oh, Waylon, I forgot to answer your message. I'll do that after the stream, but you can send me money any way you want to. PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo. I've got them all. So if you've got any way to send money through PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle, I've got all 4 of those. Yeah, I was going to answer you. I just forgot. Sorry. I was at work. All right, let's take a look at a few of these older Kaisers. Sever was nice enough to find links for us. Wow, that's a crazy one. That is definitely one I've not seen. The Perrock. Who might... Williamson? Oh, Williamson. I've heard that name. I don't think I like that one. That one's kind of ugly, but it is rare. And it's kind of pricey. You're right about that. The Vigor Magnum. That looks like some Megaron milling. And that's G10, right? Not titanium. Tan G10 over titanium liners. 4-inch blade. I like that one a lot better. That one's not a bad price. I'm going to send him an offer. He's not accepting offers. But I'm still going to message him and ask him if he'll take less. I'm going to offer him 100 and see what he says. Let me turn off the thing for a second. Message seller. Log in. Back up. Message seller. Would you take 100 for this knife? Thanks. Submit. Ed Dirt, you got a one-off prototype from EDC Lion? Super thick handles? Yeah, that's awesome, Ed. I'm not familiar. EDC Lion. Let me check that out. Vlad Kameev. Vlad Kameev. Full dress. Look, that knife sold for $375. That's pretty crazy. 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, those handles look super thick too. Waylon, my Cash App is a $ Chip G or something. I don't know. Hold on. What is my Cash App? I don't use it hardly at all, but my Cash App is $ Chip G07. That's a 0, Chip G07. Ed just posted a picture of it. I forgot we got the Discord. Duh. Oh, it's got a O-Light sale starts at 8 p.m. That's cool. There's Ed's prototype. Super cool looking knife, Ed. I don't think you've shown that one on stream. Yeah, that's cool. I like the colors on it too. I don't guess you've shown many fixed blades on stream, huh? Or knives that, I mean, that one's got cross. I mean, that's a liner lock, right? But it's got that fixed blade look. But I meant to ask you about fixed blade knives. I wasn't saying that one was, but it made me think of fixed blades. I like how it's got the 2 screws. That one might be, I don't know. It's got a clip. Yeah, thought it was a liner lock. But that's a weird pivot with this. Is the pivot behind the scales? I'm guessing. I thought I saw a liner lock on there. Yeah, it just reminds me of a fixed blade. That reminded me, I don't think you've shown any fixed blades. I was showing stupid pictures of that that Hogue last night on a granite rock with mountains in the background, and Keep It Scale Stupid liked my location. He thought I went hiking, I guess, and I told him it was on the Rocky and Bullwinkle Mountain of Middle Tennessee. Otherwise known as AI. And then I told him I was on the moon with the knife. And then I told him I was in the Amazon by an old temple ruins with the knife. And I told him I was hanging out with my pet leopard with the knife. My pet leopard didn't like when he had to stand still for that picture. Let me go look at that knife Sever just posted. Yeah, that's the 1.5 that I said I liked. I like the one with the hole better than the 4.0 or whatever you showed. I like that one a lot better than that 4.0. Did the 4.0 sell out, or yeah, that's the 4. I don't know. Something about those handles. I don't like the handles as well. I like that top blade shape on that one though. But I definitely like that that 1.5 with the blade hole. And then looks like they've got one of those knives back in stock with the crazy parts on it. No, that's a knock knife. Both of those. They had one on here one day that had that we looked at that had a breakdown. It had a bunch of crazy. It had like three pivot looking parts. I think I like that one. Yeah, I like that little harpoon, a little bit of a harpoon it's got. What are they asking for those? $159. It's not bad. Yeah, I need to pay attention to this site more. Man, there's that Gen X. Love that blade shape. Wow. That's super cool. I hate that color, but I could wink it. Man, I love that blade shape though. I love your Gen X too. I want to get one of those. Van X? Is that what that said? Yeah, I love that blade. Super cool, super cool. Yeah, I've seen those. Puppy Tools Dog 6. That's a big boy. I don't think he left enough blade sticking out the top to be a front flipper, though. You can see there's a little bit up there. Maybe you can. He's got jimping up there. Let's see if he front flips it. No. I want to see really close when he turns it here. Alright. Man, I wish he would have continued the jimping all the way out to the end of it, because you probably could. You probably still can front flip it. That's a nice knife too. Man, that air conditioner's driving me nuts. Dog 7. That's got a heck of a access to the liner lock, doesn't it? Or the frame lock. Is it a frame lock? Yeah, frame lock. But man, the access on that is crazy. Look how big, look how much it sticks out. Pretty wild. If you couldn't close that knife, something's wrong with you. So yeah, man. And they don't do any kind of, you can't bargain with them at all. Ask a question. I'm going to ask them a question. For this knife, ask a question. My name, Blade Alchemy. My phone number, 615-555-1212. My email, bladealchemy4u@gmail.com. My message, would you take 120 for this knife? Thanks. Chip. Let me make sure I'm not over. What was the price on that? Was it $159? Let me make sure I'm not going too high. If it was $159, I'll offer $120. Yeah, $159. All right. We're going to offer $120. Just don't call me. Because you 555-1212 is information. We're going to put the quantity for that price. Yeah, I know that. How many unit? How many unit? Just one. Yep. So we'll find out if they bargain, Sever 7. I don't know if you've ever asked them if they take any less. I like bargaining though. Blade Binge. Kaiser. Let's see what other. Let's see. Kaiser Titanium. I hate how their search doesn't It just finds all Kaisers. It'll find either word. Price high to low. The $750 Kaiser Silverwing. Wow. It's a good price on the Hulk, I guess. I still can't believe I got this knife for $79. Trivisa had them on sale for $79. Like, that's a heck of a knife to get for $79. Still selling it for $130. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of those expensive ones. And the prices are going from $80 to $135 to $1,400 for a Maverick Customs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Their search just finds, it'll find either word. Like it just found titanium in that one. Well, that's a crazy sheepdog. 2 of them. Oh, there's that Perrock. There's the SLT. I got mine for a lot cheaper than that. The Yorkie is a cool knife. There's another one, Desert Dog. Long 2017. Long discontinued. It's a pretty cool little knife. Looks like it'd be comfortable. We've talked about him before. Michael Vagnino. See what else we got. I've got a Guru. I've got a Gemini. I've got a Sparrow. I've got a T1. That's a good price on the T1. Those are great knives. The T1 is such a classic knife. Like, it's a lot of people's favorite Kaiser. Whenever I do a poll on Reddit, they always say the T1. The T1, the Militol, and the T1, the Militol, and the dang it, the this one, the T1, the Militol, and the Veritas are the 3 number ones in the whenever anybody says what their favorite Kaisers are. And I've got them all 3 beside each other in this box. But and then runner up, the 4th one that people always say is this one right here. Dang it, where is it? It's this one right here, the Begleiter. That's like the top 4 Kaisers. When people mention, whenever I ask what's your favorite Kaiser, these 4 come up more than anything. Good morning, Mr. Ron Dobbins. But those are 4 Kaisers you can't go wrong with. And I would have to add in the Gemini, because you can't go wrong with it either. One of my favorites is this White Mountain Knives exclusive mini Towser K, and it's not a mini by any stance, but that's what it's called. That's one of my favorites. But yeah, there's that $79 one I was talking about that Caviso had, that I got for $79. What's my favorite out of all these? Probably this one. Probably the Militol. But I don't know. This one just has something about it. Like, this crossbar lock is one of the best crossbar locks. And this one's not even titanium, so I don't know. This one has just got such a good action to it. And I like, it's very comfortable too. And I like knives that have the blade where the blade sits lower than your hand so you can chop with it good. But this one, like I said, is a White Mountain Knives exclusive that's harder to find. But I don't know. I really like the Veritas too. This milling on the Veritas is super cool. That's milled in there. And this is like a gentleman's knife. Like, I don't know. I like the square captive pivot. I like the fact that it's a front flipper. But you can't go wrong. But like I said, these three right here are the most, people say are their favorites the most. And then a lot of people like the beg lighter, and they make a mini beg lighter too. But a lot of people like this knife. I don't. The long skinny knives, like, I mean, they're okay, but this one's super cool too. It really just depends on what kind of style of knife you like. They all feel great and have great action. And then this one is just a classic knife. Like, the T1, I don't know, something about it. It's just like a knifey knife. And I like just the clean lines. It's just got the, you know, I don't know, great knife. But I love my Kaisers. You can't go wrong with a good titanium Kaiser. But the Militol is probably one of the smoothest, nicest knives. And it's gentlemanly. I don't know, I love how the blade cutout matches the scales. But the Militols are nice. I wish they would have made a mini Militol that looked just like this. The closest one they have is the one with like the little inlay that has like the musical note looking things on it. The titanium one. But I wish they would have made one that looked just like that as a mini. I would have bought one, but I still don't have a mini just because I can't figure out which one I want. I guess I want that musical note looking one, but and the Sheepdog is a great knife too. I mean, I have the crossbar lock version of it too, and the frame lock. But the Sheepdog you can't go wrong with either. And then anything Laconico does, I love. So those are both Laconicos. I like this one that a lot of people don't like. The Beyond. Or the Uprising. Sorry. So this one's called the Uprising. And it's an older model too. And a lot of people, I don't see many people giving it the credit that I think it deserves. And then there's the Eliminator too that reminds me of Laconico. It looks a lot like that one. Different blade grind on it. And then the Ning, the Shoal by Kim Ning looks kind of like the Laconicos too, so it looks like the little Gemini. Then the October is a cool one just because of the milling pattern. I need to bead blast this blade. So we're going to bead blast this blade because I don't like the black blade with it. And I bet that would change the whole look of that knife. And then of course the Cormorant is the most fidgety knife and one of the best, but a lot of people can't get past that little hump on it too. But this is one of the, like, you can open this knife so many different ways. Such a fidgety knife. And it's got a hollow grind. Like, the titanium cormorants are up in my top too. I should have brought it out when I was talking about those other three, because this cormorant's probably in my top list too. Kaiser just does their thing, man. This the TN or whatever is a weird one. There's a couple of weird ones that I don't know. I still don't know what I think of them. And the TN or whatever it's called is one of them. So it's just weird. That groove down the middle of the blade, like, I don't know. So that's a weird one, and so is the so is this one. The Torn Gat or whatever. Like, this is another one that I just can't figure out if I like it or not. It's just such a weird, like, both of those are weird. Let's go with my weird Kaiser category. Oh, and I forgot about the Justin Lundquist. It's one of my favorites. The Wanderer. Because that's just a clean lines on a knife. I wander round, because I'm the wanderer. But yeah, that one's got the clean lines. Here's an old one that you don't see often. It's on washers. This one's called the Rogue. And it's a super cool little knife. It's got some great action for being on washers. Yeah, that's a discontinued one from a while back. I would probably get rid of all my other knives before I get rid of my Kaisers. I don't know. That's weird, because I haven't really thought of that. Like, if I had to get rid of them all and keep only a few. Well, as you see, it's more than just a few, but I love my Kaisers. I think probably Kaiser was one of the first nice titanium knives that I got, and I got lucky and got a really good one right out the box, and so I kind of got hooked ever since. So yeah, that's I don't know, I kind of got lucky and not lucky all at the same time. That Guru's a cool little knife too. We just saw one of them on Blade Binge. And you got the Cybertruck. I don't know what's this is doing in my Kaiser box, but it's in the wrong box. Alright guys, I think we're going to end this video soon. Hope y'all have a great Memorial Day tomorrow. And Make sure to tell those that you know around you that have helped serve in our military that you love them and appreciate them. I'm going to do the same. Just like I love and appreciate all y'all. Make sure to eat you a good hamburger or hot dog tomorrow. If y'all need me, you know how to get a hold of me. We'll be doing it again tomorrow morning. I'm going to do a little research tonight. I'm going to bead blast a couple of things today. I'm going to take the Walmart knife, the bug out trail that I dyed blue, so it started off orange. I'm going to bead blast this blade because I've got a couple of these left, and I want this one bead blasted with no logo on it. So I'm going to bead blast that blade today. Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Sever7. Appreciate you serving. I think Ed served too, maybe. But yeah, I'm going to bead blast a couple of blades today. This is one of them. I think I just decided that I'm going to do the October too. Because I think it would look so much better without that black blade. So I think I might bead blast those two today. And I might end up, after I bead blast this one, I might sand it. I'm just going to bead blast it to get all the black off. And I'm going to bead blast some hardware today too. So this hardware, I don't like the black on this. So I'm going to take the hardware off and bead blast it. And I'm going to change the the thumb studs on this one. These thumb studs are a little rough, so I'm going to put some of those Damascus ones that I got. So I think I'm going to bead blast this hardware. Actually, these screws are titanium, so I'm going to wink them or whatever I need to do. I'm going to bead blast the pivot. I might leave the crossbar black. But hopefully that, man, that feels good and sturdy. Yeah, that's about perfect where I wanted it. So glad I got my Hogue knife situated now. Got my... Something just popped up on Discord. What people posting on the Discord? Oh, might have been a message. Yep, believe that was Keep It Scale Stupid. Alright guys, appreciate y'all. We're going to end it here. Remember, knives are life. And clones are life. Knives life, clones are life. See y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a